Greetings everyone, this is Danny from harrtravel.com, and I wanted to talk to you a little bit about Alaska. So behind me, the beautiful Dawes Glacier. It's absolutely stunning. Today we've had scenic cruising the entire day. That's been beautiful. Yesterday we had an incredible day of scenic cruising as well. And the reason I'm saying that is one of the great things about coming to Alaska is not only do you get the ports and the fantastic excursions and everything you get on the ship, right? The service, the food, the entertainment. In addition to that, you get nature and you get spectacular scenic views of nature. You can sit on your balcony for 2-3 days of the entire cruise and just be absolutely blown away by what Mother Nature has to offer us. And this is our very backyard. This is America. This is Alaska. It's a place that a lot of Americans actually never get to see, and it's a place that is much better visited by cruise. In fact, I think the best way to visit it is cruise and land together, so you get a little bit of both. But once again, the Dawes Glacier behind me. I've got waterfalls on either side and just absolutely spectacular scenery that you can't really find anywhere else. So in addition to all of the fantastic scenery and everything, today has been we've just been blown away by the wildlife. So we saw whales jumping, we saw the flukes come up. My daughter saw some dolphins earlier today. We've seen eagles flying around. Earlier I saw a bear even when we were in the fjord. So in addition to everything else that you get on an Alaska cruise, that's one more component that makes it even more special. So on this 7-day cruise, I visit the 3 traditional ports of an Alaskan cruise. So you got Skagway, Ketchikan, and Juneau. So Skagway is actually our first stop, and it's one of my favorites for a couple reasons. One is the Whitehall Pass Railroad. So this was the way to get in and out of the Yukon during the gold rush. It's really, really beautiful. It's breathtaking as you go all the way up, and you can even take the train or you can take a bus, depending on how you want to do it, down into the Yukon itself. There's also some great ropes courses, and there's some zip lines and things like that. And then the dog sledding and the mushers camp there are great. In Juneau, which is the capital of Alaska, probably the best excursions that you can do would be the flight seeing, maybe even the ones that land on one of the glaciers where you do the dog sledding. And then on top of that, you also get fantastic whale watching. Those who were on it with us just a couple days ago, they saw orcas, they saw gray whales, lots of different kinds of wildlife out there as well. And then the final one is Ketchikan. So Ketchikan is the salmon capital of the world, one of the rainiest parts of the entire United States. It's in a rainforest itself, but you have some really beautiful flight seeing to the misty fjords. You can go around there, and then of course salmon fishing. It's really, really well known for that. You can go out on a salmon charter or just head out into the wilderness because that area is relatively untouched. You just get right outside the city, and it's beautiful. We've also done some longer cruises. Earlier this summer I did a 10-day one, and so we actually stopped in Sitka as well, which is probably my favorite Alaska port if you can get there on one of the smaller ships. And then of course Hoonah and St. Rupert. Then there's a couple other ones that you might enjoy as well. So if you'd like to learn a little bit more about these 3 ports, make sure that you check out our YouTube channel. The videos are live now. I'm talking just a little bit more about the excursions, what you're going to see, and some of the places to eat and things along those lines. So there's lots of different ways to do Alaska, and the most important thing is that you find the absolute perfect option for you. So for me personally, it starts out with the very smallest of ships. You have several different operators that do it, but you're talking about 100 to 200 passengers. You get up close and personal in a way that you can't with any other type of cruise. So these ones have the Zodiacs right on board, and literally you pull right up, maybe you go kayaking in one of the beautiful fjords. So that's a very unique experience, but there's not a lot going on board the ship as far as entertainment and other things, but most of them do have exquisite food. So that may be the perfect experience for you. I just got off the exact opposite of that, which was the Norwegian Joy. It was a mega ship experience. There's a couple great mega ships in Alaska this summer. Another one is Royal Caribbean's Ovation of the Seas. And on those, you just have a million things going on. There was always live music happening. There was always shows happening. Lots of things going on in the kids club. You had restaurants everywhere. But basically, you had tons and tons of options to choose from. And then when you got into the fjords, yeah, you saw this incredible scenery as well. But we docked in the 3 big cruise ship ports. This is what you're going to find from the biggest of ships. And then kind of moving down a little bit from there as well, you have the ultra luxury. So earlier this summer, we were on the Crystal Symphony. Fantastic food, incredible service, a lot less people on board, so you have a lot better, staff to guest ratio as well. And so you get to kind of have a more serene experience to experience Alaska and all that's around it. And right now I'm on something that's completely different than all of those. So I've got a 3.5-year-old, and Disney is our favorite thing in the entire world. So right now we're on the Disney Wonder and having the best time ever. In fact, my daughter just did the Frozen gathering, got to hang out with Elsa and Anna. They walked her around the ship. And then we went to the Princess gathering, got to see Belle and all of her friends. So we're having the perfect time. So most importantly, it's asking yourself those questions, or having a travel agent like us ask you those questions as well, to try to figure out what it is that you're looking for in that Alaska experience. Maybe it's up close and personal. Maybe you want a large family group and you want something for everybody to be able to do. But there is that perfect experience. And so whenever you're ready to do that, reach out to harrtravel.com and we'll get you set up just like we did our family this summer.